Hi everyone, it's Dr. Laura and I want to give you a brief introduction to this chapter. This chapter is focused on training and development within the organization. And as you recall from the earlier chapter, we talked about how do you retain people, keep good people, and also motivate them. As we addressed in that chapter, training and development is one of the ways that you can help motivate people because it is basic human nature for us to want to continually better ourselves. So the more training and development opportunities you can offer your employees, the easier it will be to retain those individuals. A couple of advantages to having formalized training programs is that we see a decrease in turnover of employees with formal training programs, and we also see increased motivation. There are four main steps that you want to consider, and this chapter will address when it comes to training. The first is that you want to develop an orientation program. An orientation program can help alleviate some of the nervousness that new employees feel and help them understand the skills required for their job, any kinds of technology that you use in your organization, and other important things such as where they can eat lunch, where the restrooms are, these types of things. So an orientation training is a really good way to onboard your individuals so they feel comfortable in the work environment from day one. The second part or the second step to training is in-house training. So the employee probably has some special skills that they need to know in order to do their job effectively. So you'll want to develop some sort of in-house training to not only help people develop the specific skills that they need for their job, such as using Microsoft Excel or using a database, but you also want them to develop other skills that would be helpful in the workplace. Things like how to work well in a team, how to problem solve. So these types of topics you may utilize in your in-house training program. Thirdly, you'll want to look at developing a mentoring program. Pairing your new employees with someone who is more senior and more experienced can be a very valuable experiences for both individuals. Finally, you may want to also look at external training. You may want to offer opportunities for your employees to attend meetings and conferences and other events pertaining to your industry. So the chapter also talks a little bit about how to go about developing a training program, identifying the needs of a training program, and also we talk a little bit about the different delivery methods. We address online training as a very viable option, and of course there are advantages and disadvantages to online training, just like with all of the types of training that we'll be discussing within the chapter. Finally, we'll end the chapter talking about career development opportunities and how to create career development opportunities for your employees to help with that retention and motivation. And by doing this, we end up not only helping retention and motivation, but we end up with individuals that are really committed to our organization. I hope you enjoy the chapter, and I also hope you have a great day too. Hi everybody, it's Dr. Laura. I just want to give you an introduction to this chapter. This chapter really focuses on successful employee communication, and I think this chapter is really important because we spend a lot of time talking about how to retain employees and how to motivate them, and proper communication with your employees is definitely one of those ways. So we start off the chapter talking about emotional intelligence and the importance of an emotional intelligent person within the workplace. Emotional intelligence is unlike IQ, which stays stable throughout someone's life. Emotional intelligence, as we gain new experiences and deal with different issues, our emotional intelligence level, or EQ, actually gets higher over time. So emotional intelligence, when I talk about that, I'm referring to four main things. The first is the ability to know what your emotions are at any given moment and being able to manage those emotions. It also refers to motivating yourself, as well as having empathy for others, and also managing relationships. So these four components, as we'll address in detail in the chapter, are really important to successful employee communication and really success in any type of job that you decide to do. We'll also in this chapter talk about the different types of communication and different styles of communication. Just like in management, you don't want to utilize one style of communication for every situation and for every person, since every situation and every person is different. So the better we can recognize the different types of communication styles, the better we can understand when we may want to implement certain styles versus others. So that will be a major topic in this chapter. We'll also talk about some of the unhealthy ways of communicating and give lots of examples in this chapter of ways that you can avoid that type of communication with your employees, but definitely within it can apply to your personal life as well. Finally, we'll close the chapter off talking a little bit about management styles and how a variety of management styles relate to communication styles. I feel that this section is really important because many of you reading this book may not go out to be a human resource manager of a big organization. Instead, you may manage a particular department within an organization, and these skills are really important whether you're in human resources or you decide to go a different career path. So I hope you enjoy the chapter, and I also hope you enjoy the rest of your day.